Sensay lights the path we've made. From stories untold to wisdom profound, we'll keep your voice where it's always found. The spark of genius, the heart of thought. In every step, the battles we fought. Preserve, extend, and innovate, for the future is ours to create. Sensay rise through the ages and time. Knowledge immortal, voices that climb. From the past to the future, we pave the way. Wisdom eternal, this is Sensay. AI built, but human in soul. A legacy carved to make us whole. Through every moment we hold the light, guiding the way both day and night. Imagine a world where minds unite, ideas soar and dreams take flight. Together we stand, a force so strong, echoing brilliance where we belong. Sensay rise through the ages and time. Knowledge immortal, voices that climb. From the past to the future, we pave the way. Wisdom eternal, this is Sensay. This is the anthem of innovation, a promise of endless creation. Breaking the rules, rewriting the game. Sensay is more than a name.
Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another community call. I am Dan Thomson, CEO and founder at Sensay. Today I am joined by Lars and Daniel from our team, so I'm going to bring them up for some introductions. So Lars, you want to introduce yourself?
Well, hello everybody, it's nice to see you all again. I'm Lars, the head of community, and I'm always there with you in the chat and whenever you need me, and I'm a pleasure. And we have Daniel here with us today. Daniel, would you introduce yourself?
Yep, thanks a lot. So I'm Daniel and I'm part of the business development team, and actually it's great to see the whole community here and work together with Dan and Lars, and looking forward to this call.
Great. Glad you're both on the call. I think we'll probably come back to you guys in a little bit after we've had a chance to give some general updates. So for those who are new to Sensay, as always, I should give a quick recap. Sensay is this concept of building perfect lifelike digital replicas of people using advanced artificial intelligence. We do that using our proprietary wisdom engine, which is essentially a personal knowledge management system. And this is created essentially using a really clever algorithm to capture all the data and everything that makes you as an individual, and combining it into essentially useful outputs. So understanding the person you're speaking to, understanding the platform you're speaking on, and actually being able to reply as you in your voice as a perfect digital clone of yourself. This is really useful for a lot of companies to create replicas of experts within their team, of their executive team, to be able to extend themselves and actually have them involved in different conversations, have them involved in different meetings without them actually having to be there. It means that teams don't get blocked. It means that teams are always able to access relevant and important information, even when that individual themselves might be asleep or on holiday, or just or maybe they're on paternity leave. So Sensay is a really, really incredible tool. I mean, it's so fun to be building this kind of like science fiction for the future, almost like building a real life Black Mirror episode. And right now we're targeting organizations, medium, small, large, whether that includes enterprise customers, clients like telecom companies, manufacturing companies, all the way through to governments as well. And it's come a long way. I mean, over the last couple of years we've been building this. It's really, my honor to be able to actually get to build this, and we've built an incredible team to go with it. So without too much further ado, we have Lars, do you want to give a bit of an update about the March Madness campaign?
Oh yeah, the March Madness. So we are doing a little different approach this time, as we have created chain quests, because we want your input on how everything is, from creating an account all the way through making a replica, is like every step of the way. And the more detailed you go into it, the more happy we actually are. Plus, we have something that is coming up that's going to teach you a little bit more about what it's going to be used for, because we are planning a little bit ahead. As you know, right now it says the 19th is the last day of this first one. We have more coming up just to teach you and to actually use your replicas more efficiently.
Very, very, very cool. Thank you. So, yeah, guys, anyone can get involved in this. Just go to sensay.io/quests, or check out on our social media to find out the details of the March Madness campaign. We actually run regular requests for our community, enabling anyone to get involved in the various activities we're doing, whether it's social promotion, whether it's business development, whether it's features and bug bounties, and so much more. By participating, you can earn points, which can be redeemed for rewards at the end of each month, either part of the campaign or in the near future will be redeemed for Sensay tokens or some of our exclusive swag that you can see some of us wearing today. And so please do join in those and get involved as much as possible. In the last couple of weeks, we've been to quite a few different events, probably more than we would actually go to usually. But it's been great. So we had Web Summit last week. We had ETH Denver last week. We had MWC, which is the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona this week, which was myself and our CTO Marco there all week. And then I'm actually heading off to South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, in just a couple of hours. So, but I wasn't in Web Summit last week in Qatar, but Daniel was. So we've invited him along today to give everyone a bit of an update of what the team was up to while they were there.
Yep, perfect. So as Dan mentioned, as for the whole team, we were pretty busy, and we are pretty busy with all the events happening around the world actually right now. And as for myself and part of the team, we were all together on a Web Summit Qatar, which happened literally a week ago. First of all, the event was really extremely eventful for ourselves, as we discussed our AI wisdom engine, our digital immortality concept with nearly 200 different businesses, and even like 4 days of the Web Summit wouldn't be enough to actually meet all of the 22,000 participants. But it was really great to see that, well, first of all, our backstory really mattered, and people were really interested in how all of this started, with an amazing story from Dan. So I hope that most of you know it. If not, feel free to catch me afterwards, and I'm more than happy to discuss and actually say how all of this started. Still, it's as for the whole story and how we explained it, we managed to get additional coverage even with the local Qatar television, and looking forward also to have another material on Al Jazeera. So simply very, very eventful, talking with a lot of business, having a lot of fun discussions about what we do in Sensay and what's also coming soon.
Very cool. And as we mentioned, I was at ETH Denver last week, which was great. So I was there with one of our first API customers. I was there with Coles, representing Sensay, building and talking to pretty much the entire basic and Arbitrum ecosystem. So I was speaking to a lot of people from the Ethereum Foundation, some CryptoPunks, and a lot of potential partners and new friends and old friends. So the guys from Checked and Humanity Protocol, WorldCoin, and the likes of Uniswap, and pretty much everyone we've worked with in the past, and as well as some really great new people to meet. So it's interesting takeaways. We're still probably processing a lot of the potential leads and different partnerships, but ETH Denver is always an interesting one to see what the state of crypto space is, what state of blockchain is, and see where people's heads are at, what's being built, which narratives are being chased. We saw quite a few things, obviously, around AI. I think everyone was doing something around AI now, which was good and bad. I think everyone's throwing around the word agent too much. They definitely had some really clever ideas out there, though, especially in terms of different blockchain applications. So this includes things like autonomous network, which actually has an entire knowledge-based blockchain system where every thought process that goes into a particular LLM or any kind of AI would actually be registered as a separate transaction on chain at zero gas fee. So this could be a really interesting way of actually implementing into the backend of Sensay to track the different knowledge processes that goes into each replica to see and understand at which point something was done right or wrong. So it's really, really fascinating stuff. So ETH then was great. So we're very, very excited to see what comes out the back of that and out some of the different people we met and new friends and old friends. MWC this week with Marco. I think we'll probably bring him on next week to give a bit of an update fully on that, because he spent the most of the week there. I was in for a couple of days to meet with some management consultants and some big telecom companies. So what we were doing, we were pitching the use of Sensay replicas in large companies where they've got hundreds of thousands of employees, and out of those hundreds of thousands of employees, maybe 10% of those have 80% of the knowledge about the actual company, right? So by pitching these large companies replicas of their key people, especially when you look at how many of these are going to retire or leave the company in the next 5-10 years, which let's say you take a company that's got 200,000 employees, you're looking at 30 to 40,000 of them leaving in some shape or another in the next 5 to 10 years. And if you then take the fact that 10% of those are key people and key experts, that's 3 to 8,000 replicas that we could create for them as just one customer, by creating replicas of these key people on their teams to make sure that their knowledge, that key sort of personal experience and institutional knowledge, isn't lost when they do go. So it becomes really powerful what we're actually building and how we can actually approach it to different companies. Likewise with the management consultants, and also enabling them to actually leverage our technology to sell to their existing clients as well. So some really, really great things happening there. And then, like I said, I'm heading off to South by Southwest to pretty much do the same again, but we'll have more of an update about that next week's call, I think, when I've actually been there and everyone knows. But if anyone is in Austin or anyone is heading to South by Southwest, do reach out, and I'd love to meet you. Daniel, first time on a call, so thank you very much for joining us today. And maybe you can give us a bit more background about, I guess, yourself, and also about your job role and what you guys are mostly looking for right now on the BD team, and how you're approaching different potential clients and customers and leads.
Well, thanks a lot. So surprisingly, quite a big part of my life was hospitality, and I guess that's why it's easier for me actually to talk with the people right now and have that outgoing personality, which I can use right now simply to approach various businesses and well, look for solutions, because that's a really big thing in my life and within the business development. So for the past few years, I was working with a big tech, and Sensay sounded like a really amazing project for me, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm really putting all of my heart into it right now, and that's why, as a business development right now, we're looking simply how to how to put our solutions into a broader various businesses, various verticals. But anyway, I've mentioned already Web Summit with really hundreds of interested businesses. But imagine our role right now with a projected 36% growth of the AI market year over year, with even up to $1.5 trillion markets on 2030. So imagine how much of work we can expect to come, how much of work or how much of different businesses will go through our hands. And also we're looking to help. Because we are helping to onboard the businesses on this AI ship to simply embark on that amazing journey altogether. Especially right now with our API services, API connection being ready, which is very important to work with the companies to combine our wisdom management engine, our AI digital replicas, together with the company's knowledge management systems to have that utility, to have that benefit for everybody, and make human and AI simply work together.
Fantastic. No, it's great. I mean, honestly, and Daniel's just one of the many great people we've got on the BD team. Hopefully, we'll get a few more of them on these calls to introduce to the community. And yeah, so it's great to have you. I guess we'll come back with a few questions in a little bit. Speaking of, if there is anyone out there who has any questions for us today, please do reach out on Twitter or YouTube. Adding in the comments means we actually see the questions, and we will be able to respond during the community Q&A part of this conversation, during part of this call today. Another update was that last week we had a team internal hackathon. So we're going to be running these about once every month now as a way of encouraging the team to just build something fun. These internal hackathons are great ways for just taking away from a bit of the sort of dreary day-to-day, not dreary, but the day-to-day work of what the developers are doing, and enable them to come up with some really, really fun ideas, giving them an opportunity to build something relevant for Sensay, but at the same time something they think is a nice little challenge. And we had some really, really great submissions last week from the teams, everything from dynamic questions to Kevin from our marketing team developing out an entire Sensay competitor, which was a bit funny and also quite sad, but he did a great job. We had pretty much all the developers contributing really, really great different things, and a lot of these actual these developments will actually be implemented into the Sensay platform. Some we knew that we wanted, some that we didn't even know that we wanted. So it's great to see that the team really gets involved in all of our activities that we actually put out there for them. So very, very happy with that. Kevin, do we have sorry, not Kevin, Lars, Freudian slip. Lars, do we have some good community replicas that we would like to highlight today?
Well, I'm actually looking through. We had a lovely post going out today on X. I'm actually looking through a few of them. I have some funny ones, and I'm having some nice ones actually coming out. Let me just get a few of them over here. So we have a few. There's so many getaways, so many links. I hope we can see it on the back end. There are quite some funny ones with different catchphrases, like this one, Amanda James, when you come in, hey, whack me gang. Like, it is quite a catchphrase going into it once you open it. That's
yeah, I can share some of these. Let's get some of these up, shall we? All right.
Even from today's replicas created by our community, I've noticed the goat replica. So there are really crazy ideas out there.
I would love to show X Hat's replica, but he actually has his replica private. I would have loved to show it if it was, though.
Oh, really? Okay. Can you guys see this okay?
No, we can't see anything.
Oh, is it not sharing? Is it?
Oh, now it's coming.
There we go. Okay, right. So showing a screen. Who is your maker? We can maybe find out some stuff. I don't know. I think there's been some great ones coming through, right? Nice. We've got, was it Tiotiga? Well, there's some other ones that we wanted to have a look at. Oh, we've got, yeah.
Well, I have one, but I don't think it's safe for work.
Oh, really? Oh, well, then we should save that one for another time.
So these are just a few of the ones that our community shared with us today. I also have one here. This is the last one coming in. So it's very nice when the community comes in and shares with us the replicas that they created. Like, they're building it, and you can see they're passionate into it. So it's really amazing. I see Daniel also found one.
Oh, we've got another one, have we? Oh, wait, there's so many. Right, okay, we're going to try and get through some of these. Oh, yeah, X Hat's private. What else have we got? We've got, oh, hang on, we've got sending far too many now. Let's just find this.
That's the beauty of community, right?
That's great, and you know, we've seen a huge spike in replica creation recently. So it's great that people are getting involved more and more. Hello, Digital. How you doing? Shits.
Well, that is the part of our quest, the madness this month as well, is to enhance these replicas and even more, so we get this perfect creation of everybody's replicas. I saw somebody ask about the replica before, like why we have a price range, but we also have the free replica creation. We have one where you can actually create a free replica. So we don't have the direct paywall. We actually give you one for free.
I love that it manages to replicate the tone of voice as well, based on like the writing style, and so it's super good. That's a great new improvement on what we've been doing. But yeah, guys, anyone who wants to be able to find where these replicas are, you go to any of the page and you go down to finding the community tab, community replicas. There we go. And then
keep in mind, we just updated the pages.
No, we need to update it slightly. So you can search by popularity and see which ones are particularly popular, and have a look at some of the more interesting ones that have been put out there. So feel free to check those out anytime, or go to your Sensay and create one. But very, very cool. Let's see if there's any other ones that we think are particularly exciting.
Yeah, I can see Rupert got on the first page. Well done to him.
Rupert's replica is very popular.
Oh.
Well, the favorite question is, are you hungry?
What, to cat or to that?
to the cat.
Please say meow meow. Yes, amazing. So this is actually very funny, because I created one a while ago. It's actually one of my favorite ones. I think it's Sleeping Beauty, and she's trained to basically just only reply in sleep mode. So it's really funny how you can still actually create replicas to do these things, like reply as a cat or a dog, and yeah, it's great for a character interaction. Very, very fun. Nice one. So thanks everyone for getting stuck in and creating those. Quick update on what we've been working on still recently. So coming up very soon, we've got our Telegram app. We've got the updated and improved website widget, updated video interactive avatars coming out very soon, as well as payments with Sensay. This is both for payments for creating replicas on the platform, but also for using our API credits, both of which will be with a discount for Sensay. Sensay token holders, Sensay token stakers, and using Sensay to pay means that the Sensay utility really comes forefront in the platform. Beyond that, the next aspects of blockchain integration will be adding in a proof of humanity on chain, which will be tied into a kind of a KYC, which will then be tied to what we're calling a proof of likeness. This is essentially a connection between you, your KYC, and your replica. All of this should be done through a Web3 wallet, which will essentially hold the replica as an NFT, and therefore, proving that you are the one who's responsible as that personal replica's owner and creator, and their true data point. That's important because in a world where replicas can be created by anyone, for anyone, or anything, you run the risk of people using them for malicious activities. But by double checking that we can check the proof of humanity against the proof of KYC and then the proof of likeness, you end up being able to essentially prove that your replica is an official representative of you. What that then enables is it enables its proper agentic function. It enables it to actually be able to go out and do things for you, authorized by you, acting as you, in a way that can be legally and I guess permissionless, traced back to you and able to actually act as you, which is super exciting. I mean, it's an ambitious build. It's going to take a bit of time, but that's the plan for this year to really get all that implemented, which is super interesting and means that your replica can be tied in so many different systems, so many different places, and actually always tied back to you and enabled to be verified, acting as your authorized agent, which is super cool. I think that's pretty much everything from us as an update today. So I guess we can jump into some questions, if that's good for everyone.
It is. I've seen a lot of questions come up from Willow from down in the chat during the last time. A lot about the replica, the pricing, the AI agents, and also the sound into it. Like the pricing depending, because he wants prices into the free version, like the price and video, but we would have to explain why we have to have a pay cap on it as well.
Very cool. Well, great. Question master, bring the first one up. Why is the price point to have a digital replica out of the reach of everyday people? It should be available to me to get one of the AI of my loved ones before they die. This is your golden goose. So, thank you very much, Willow. It's a great question. The answer is actually very simple. The death market and afterlife market isn't one we're currently going after. It is an application for technology along with so many others, everything from healthcare, education to, I guess, influencer marketing, brand marketing, customer service, interactive NPCs for gaming, so many different applications for the technology we're building that we can't follow all of them. Some of which would require lower price points, some require higher ones. Because right now our key target market is medium and large enterprises, we need to price it accordingly to ensure that the data, to ensure that we make a margin on the amount of extra work that goes into creating those, to make sure that they are safe, private, encrypted, and tie into the existing systems. So with that, it means that the price point is probably higher than what would be a standard B2C system, because it's also a matter of perspective. When you look at replicating an employee of a big company, and the average sort of Western world, having a replica that's there for $1,800 a year is only a fraction of the cost of an average employee for a huge productivity increase. So the price point when it's put into that is extremely fair. When it comes to creating a replica for an individual for preserving loved ones and family, the price point is arguably probably too high at this point, but it's also not a market we are approaching. What we are starting to do is regular hackathons for entrepreneurs and builders to tackle those markets, which they'll be able to do via our API, which will be on a cost plus model, and still that will be able to enable whoever builds that solution, which it could be called afterlife tech, grief tech, silver tech. Whoever builds that solution out can price it however they want, building on top of Sensay. But because it's not a key market for us right now, but it is something that will be buildable on top of our API, they can price it accordingly to that market. So we can't, unfortunately, price everything for everyone at all the time, because Sensay can be used for so many things. So we really have to focus our efforts into one or two core businesses right now, and then we can expand, or we can encourage others to build on top of us using our API. But good question.
It's always good. I do hope we get some questions up for Daniel later on as well. How do you plan on marketing in the future and gaining more attention?
There you go. That's one for Daniel. He can take that one. I think
Perfect.
they mean Web3 marketing, but we'll let Daniel handle it from a more traditional standpoint.
Well, I think that the guys like even Kevin is doing an amazing job in terms of Web3. As for our traditional markets, where first of all we are present on the various events as we've already mentioned. So if Denver, obviously Qatar Web Summit, and many more to come, where we can actually really talk with the real people and show that enthusiasm live. That's part of it, obviously. Another part is we are actively reaching out to various businesses, and businesses are also reaching out to us. So it's all kind of a mixed approach based on the current needs and on various market insights which are coming to us. So guys, simply on a daily basis, we watch what's going on the market and react accordingly. But well, I'm always happy to give some more insights after the call if you like to discuss even for example, LinkedIn.
Very cool, thank you.
And then we have Jason Menard. How long is Sensay financial stable with current market conditions?
I don't know what he's talking about. No, yeah, obviously the market's been a bit dire, but we have on average about 20 months runway, so it's good for a company in our position. We are very good with costs. We're growing our revenue, so it's 20 months. If nothing changed today, 20 months. But I think we're more than stable in terms of that. Thanks for the question.
That is quite a long runway and very good indeed. So Jordan Potter, can you guys see replicas ever become tradable NFTs? We touched this before, haven't we, Dan?
We do talk about this a lot, and I did mention it before, so I'm going to keep this nice and brief. Yes.
Nice and brief.
They will be tradable.
Another one from Jason Menard. I see subscription being bought in Telegram pretty often. How many subscriptions are there now?
That is a great question. I do not have the exact answer to hand. I know we've got tens of
Daniel
thousands
closer to it?
Aha. So hundreds of subscribers is the answer. Thanks for the answer. That's the question. Is there another one?
I have a feeling that once and no, it's not there right now. So Willow again is coming up. This way I could have an AI agent that looks and sounds like my dad, but can do everything that ALC16 set can. You know, the one that's very popular on X. She's also has a lot of questions about replicas for family.
So it was not so much of a question, I guess it's more of a statement, but yes, we can. So the ELIZA framework from AI16Z is super powerful, but it does create basic agents that are simple characters, and they're simple characters that can integrate with Twitter. It's a it's a nice model, and we plan on implementing that and more. The nice thing about the ELIZA framework is it's simple and anyone can use it, and any developers can go in, and it's open source and just leverage it. Ours is a lot more technical. It requires a lot more personalization. It requires a lot more data points about an individual, and also making that useful on different external platforms. So it is there's a lot more in what we do. So ours should be a lot more powerful overall. But the AI16Z framework, for what it's done for agents, especially in crypto space, is actually super cool and is amazing. Shaw is the guy who put this all together, and he's a really talented developer, working so long, and it's great to see someone like that get their moment of recognition.
I can't pronounce that name, but can you tease the $1 billion feature a bit more? We have a lot of people excited all over the chats about this one feature coming out on the 17th. So, Dan, can you tease more about it? Make it more cryptic.
No.
Perfect. That is the best cryptical one ever.
Yeah. I mean, for anyone who doesn't realize, we have a huge feature coming up in not too long. We're super excited to get it announced and released, and it's been aptly named the $1 billion feature, but it's probably big. It could be bigger than that. Who knows? But it's super exciting, and we're it's really great to see that the team is actually shipping these incredible features and actually getting them out to the market. So it's great to see that those coming up. But we're really excited. So can't give too much away, but keep an eye out on all the social media.
I'm looking forward to it as well. So Willow have another one. She wants to know how many developers do we have on the team to this day? I guess front end and back end and everything in between.
who knows? So we have a team of around 50 people, 60 if you include advisors. Developers probably make up about half of that. So yeah, I'd say probably about 25 in total across the board. We also use a few external agencies to build out some features, and we also have a few of our labs and R&D team working on different concepts and different experimental ideas that could be implemented in the future. So yes, we basically have a lot of developers, and we're increasing actually the amount of developers we have because we want to move even faster now.
And what everybody would say, these developers are very social when you get together.
Extremely social, very, very fun. Apart from
Yeah.
Matteo, not Matteo.
Oh yeah, Matteo, you and his bets always go the wrong way. So Victor Daniel, a longtime community member, is any other language apart from English acceptable? I guess into voice and so on as well.
I mean,
Well,
Daniel,
can even
as well, yeah, because you've been dealing with a lot of customers, right?
Yeah, actually, even today I was working on the replicas for some Dubai clients, and first of all, that proved that Arabic is not a problem. But apparently, I was really curious how that replica would perform, for example, in Japanese, and that wasn't also a problem. So, guys, well, try to create your replicas, and as far as I remember, we are able to handle even 150 various languages. So play around, and yes, definitely we can handle many different languages.
For sure. I mean, I know my replica gets shown off in different languages all the time, so that's for sure.
Didn't we narrow that down? So the $1,000 question that comes every single round, Sensay, will go into big exchanges?
Yes.
Question. Yeah. Crypto GM, any time frame for the Telegram app?
Yeah, I think we had it on the roadmap for this quarter. So the quarter is finished at the end of the month. So I would say, towards the end of this month would definitely be the the end of this month for the Telegram app for sure. So the next few weeks. It's not the $1 billion one, but it's another one. So that's great. It's great that that's coming along, and super exciting to get some extra engagement tools for the community as well.
I'm looking forward for it as well. I love it. I love the whole idea on that one.
Yeah. Has anyone? I think we kind of ran through some of the questions. I mean, anything else from the group this week, Lars?
Well, we had a lot more activity yesterday. We did implement a fun new quest because we set in like per message you send, you get 1 point. So, and they have a limit of 25 a day. So we're having a lot of fun conversation in community chat these days. A lot of things comes up all the time. But it's more social talk. And then, of course, questions about replicas as they're coming into the chat today, and as well as the app coming out, and as every single day, exchanges, of course. And we have a lot of coming in. And I actually love the community is living up, and a lot of fun conversations.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, the exchange question is always a typical one. I think there's just a massive disconnect between people thinking that listing on new exchanges is going to somehow magically 100x their token price. It's not. It takes a while. It takes constant building, development, and consistency in shipping that actually enables enables a project to develop and then actually build sustainable business into it. Other than that, you get the occasional sort of big hits and the occasional memes, but most of them disappear. So we're definitely trying not to be a project that disappears. It's in it for the long term, and it will see its day and time, and we'll get there. Just trying to see if there are any other questions that have come through.
So for the ones that are still here and haven't joined our community, scan the QR code just over here, and you can join our community.
Yeah, so do join the conversation. You can tag myself, Lars, some of the rest of the team are in there quite regularly. So you'll be able to actually ask us live questions day to day. You can also talk to Danbot. So my replica is in our Discord and our Telegram chat, so has fantastic information about me and the company. So you're very welcome to jump in and ask them anytime.
And the best thing about Danbot, it knows where Dan is at all times. So please do follow him, because you will find very good places where he's been and going.
Yeah. I think we've actually probably finished quite quickly today. I think that's everything. There's no more questions. We've got no more updates. I can't think of anything else we need to go over.
It has been a very sleepy market, so I guess it's the same thing goes around with it, right?
Yeah. I guess we're going to wait and see what happens with this this sort of White House meeting of all the crypto czars, and see if anything exciting happens today.
Well, I'm looking forward for next week's community call. I'm gonna try and sit in a pool in the Philippines and be on a community call from down there.
I mean, there are worse ways to spend a community call.
Yeah, right.
Although I don't think people will. I mean, maybe people will love seeing you in a jacuzzi on a community call.
Well, if anyone wants to go through the history of images in our community, there is some very fun ones from some months back.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, so for everyone who's joined us live today, or for everyone who has joining us on the recording, thank you very much for watching today. Thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much for being a part of our community. And someone's asking about an airdrop in the chat. I don't know. There's not we don't have an airdrop. We have monthly events which have rewards, but we don't have any airdrop planned of Sensay tokens. So sorry. Anyway, so yeah, everyone, guys, thanks very much for joining us. We have our social media for Sensay is at Ask Sensay on pretty much every channel, so you can find us there. You can find me at Sensay Dan, pretty much every channel, every platform as well. Feel free to ask more about Sensay, create a replica at sensay.io, and get involved in our quests by going to sensay.io/quests, and we'll be able to answer questions and get you involved in our future events and start turning those points into turning those points into Sensay tokens and swag and rewards. So guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Thanks Daniel, thanks Lars as always, and for everyone else, we'll see you next week. Get your questions ready and we'll have more updates then. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Dan. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
All the best.
In a world where knowledge fades, Sensay lights the path we've made. From stories untold to wisdom profound, we'll keep your voice where it's always found. The spark of genius, the heart of thought. In every step, the battles we fought. Preserve, extend, and innovate, for the future is ours to create. Sensay rise through the ages and time. Knowledge immortal, voices that climb.
Are you ready for your digital twin? Let's go back.
It's rewind time.
The birth of communication. The wonder of hearing a voice from miles away.
Hello. Just a minute, please.
Then, the IT revolution, connecting us not just by voice, but by data.
The world is at your fingertips.
The mobile revolution. We ventured into the world connected like never before. The smartphone era. More connected than ever, closer than ever, which all became a bit overwhelming. Too much information. Too many demands. Imagine if you had a helping hand. You, hundreds of you, teaching, scheduling, engaging, buying, selling, your digital AI replica. Helping you focus on what really matters. It's your revolution. The revolution of you. the very best of you.